thank you for coming out to the first Citizen Community Political Forum sponsored by Texans for Accountable Government. My name is John Bush. I'm on the steering committee of Texans for Accountable Government. I want to thank you guys for coming out. I want to thank Tom White over here for putting this event together. Let's give a hand for Tom White, ladies and gentlemen. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to explore the different views of the various political parties and various options that you as a voter have on this upcoming election. Once again, let me go ahead and introduce our individuals that will be sitting for the debate. Starting off, we have Erica Grignon. She is the Travis County Coordinator for the Constitution Party. Erica, ladies and gentlemen. Moving down the line, we have Pat Swift. She is the co-chair for the Green Party of Texas. Moving on to Wes Benedict. Wes Benedict is running for Travis County Commissioner's Court, Place 3. He's also the Executive Director of the Libertarian Party of Texas. Next we have Don Zimmerman. Don Zimmerman is running for Travis County Anti-Tax Collector Assessor. Next we have Debbie Russell, representing the Independent. She is a local coordinator for the Nader Gonzalez campaign. And last but not least, Andy Brown, the chairman of the Travis County Democratic Party. As a steering committee member for Texans for Accountable Government, I think this is a perfect event for us to come here. We have a broad political spectrum here, but there's one thing that we can all agree on up here, and I hope we can all agree on out in the audience. Regardless of our political ideology, I hope we can all agree that the power of government should be in the hands of the citizens. How's that sound? Does that sound like something? Yeah. Is that the way things should be? Well, if anybody pays attention to the news, that's not the way things are. So we're gathered here today to make things that way. That's what Texans for Accountable Government is all about, bringing the power of government back to the people through means of nonpartisan local political activism. So we hope y'all are all in store for a treat here. We're going to get some insight from each one of these different political parties and each one of these individuals representing their various party or non-party. So thank you for coming out. I'm going to turn it over to Scott Horton. He is the assistant editor of Anti-War Radio. Scott Horton, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, thank you to everyone for coming out, our debaters, and to our audience. Also especially to Tom White from Citizine for this opportunity tonight. On the stage we have a wide variety of views represented. I personally am a terrible ideologue, but I hope tonight you will not be able to tell. Some of our debaters tonight are candidates, some are party officials, all are activists concerned about ideas and issues concerning the lives of the people of Central Texas. Especially thanks to the fact that none of the candidates here tonight are currently running against each other. That is what this debate will focus on, the ideas and issues that will help to shape the future of all of us. Again, thank you very much for coming. The rules. To each of my questions, you will each have 1 minute and 30 seconds to respond. Due to the vast number of different positions that can be staked out on these issues, my questions will be as lightly loaded with assertions as possible, which of course also means that when it comes to substance, you're on your own. I may have follow-up questions for one or all of you, to which you will have 30 seconds to respond. If I determine that a direct rebuttal is warranted due to direct challenges by other debaters, the offended party will have 30 seconds to rebut. We will start on the audience's left, and then with each question, we will move over one person, hopefully giving each debater first shot at least one question. Keep your eye on Patrick here. We'll notify you of your time limits. And toward the end of the debate, we will also be taking as many questions from the audience as possible. In order to get in as many questions as we can, we ask the audience members write their questions on the paper provided. It's up at the front. There'll also be, Tom here will be passing them out to people. Please write down your questions. These will be collected toward the end of my questions, so you all will have the opportunity to ask your own follow-ups to answers given previously in the evening. And also, in the interest of time, if you could please try to direct your written questions to one specific member of the debate panel, we would surely appreciate it. Again, you'll have 1 minute to respond to the audience questions, and I will possibly allow 30-second rebuttals. Everybody clear? Everybody good? All right. Well, without further ado, let's begin. Our first question will begin with Erica Grignon, Travis County Coordinator for the Constitution Party. And in fact, this was going to actually be last on my list tonight, and I decided, just now to make it first on my list. Recent reports out of Galveston report that there's trash lined all over the streets, that mildew and mold and disease are beginning to spread, that this Texas city has basically become a purgatory. Is this a third world country? What is the responsibility of the state of Texas to, if not rebuild, at least clean up the city of Galveston after the recent hurricane there?
I don't think that this is a third world country, but I think we could be moving towards that. And I think that it is the state's responsibility to at least help and assist with the cleanup and help the citizens and help them clean up the. Sorry. But to what extent, I'm not really sure. I don't know. But I do think the state does have some responsibility to help aid in the cleanup, but not maybe 100% that the citizens do need to help take this because they did choose to live on the coast.
Okay. And Kat Swift from the Green Party.
Well, interestingly enough, our candidates for president and vice president are going to Galveston on Thursday and Friday. Cynthia McKinney will be there Thursday, and Rosa Clemente will be there Friday. And basically, they're going down there to help bring media coverage because the media hasn't been covering the disasters. It's been 40 some odd days since Ike hit, and they were about to shut down the Red Cross shelter where there are about 400 families living right now. So this is an issue that should be in the forefront of the media, but it's not. It's been overshadowed by the elections and everything else you could think of. So, our stance is that people should obviously be helping out on a citizen level and, community groups, which they are, but that the media also should be involved in helping spread the word that this is still going on. It's not like it happened and it's all over and everything's back to normal. That's not even close to the case. And so thank you for bringing this question up.
What is the extent or limit of the responsibility of the state of Texas to do this?
This is one of those things where there's disaster agencies to deal with these kinds of things. FEMA exists for this purpose, and of course we know what happens with FEMA after Katrina, not much. So, our stance is that it's a socially responsible thing to do to make sure that the state and the federal government actually contribute to helping out where people are in disaster areas.
Thank you. Wes Benedict, Libertarian Party.
All right. As a Libertarian, I generally think that government is usually more of a problem than it is part of the solution. So, I'm for smaller government. I've had calls from people who are running for office who are libertarians in the Galveston area, and they've reported back that the government, and I can't remember if it's the sheriff or the state government, was preventing people from going back to Galveston. So people who own property there are being prevented from returning back to their homes, and it's very important to be able to go back to your home very shortly after a disaster because mold starts happening within a couple of days. So, the government's there preventing people from returning. Of course, we all remember in New Orleans how the government was preventing people from keeping their guns in the New Orleans area. So, a disaster happens, the government comes in, disarms us, does not protect our property. They end up wasting a lot of money. So, in my opinion, the state of Texas. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Okay.
The state of Texas should clean up its own roads, but it's the responsibility of the people there who built their homes in places where hurricanes strike to take care of their own cleanup.
Okay, Don Zimmerman from the Republican Party.
Yeah, I concur.